what has been like the motive or reason that you haven't really done too many interviews or strayed away from doing podcasts and things like that?
To be honest, I feel like I have a lot more to accomplish. Like, I feel like I haven't even, like, you know what I'm saying, like, got to, like, the real juicy part of what my potential is, and it's like I don't want to miss out on, like, what I can give free game to or, like, help out somebody that's on the upcoming and stuff and just sell myself short. I don't know. I that's just personally how I thought. Maybe it could be overthinking, but I just felt like, obviously, I know I'm not, like, you know, slow, delusional or whatever, but I know that, like, you know, I'm in a certain success point, but I feel like I can be even higher, and I don't want to, like, miss what I could potentially, like, say, what I could, like, you know, whatever I can give off to, so overlook it.
I was going to say, you don't feel like you've accomplished, like, so much already that you don't want to talk about it? Because you have. But there's always more.
There's always more. Like, with me, I'm never a satisfied type of person. Like, I'm always, like, searching for, like, the next, like, avenue, the next, you know, like, biggest goal. Like, you know, it'll keep me up at night occasionally sometimes. Like, that's naturally just me. I'm never satisfied. Like, in my world, I think that, like, I haven't really accomplished enough. Obviously, like, when you sit down, like, you can put it down together. But that's just personally me. I just always want to reach for the stars and just, you know, I don't have a limit, you know? So I just felt like I didn't have that much to talk about, like what was somebody gonna take from like my story or what my like, you know. But you know, when somebody like you or anybody else, FaZe or whatever, brings that to like the upfront, it kind of opens my eyes and it's just like, damn, I gotta like stop and smell the flowers sometimes. And cause I really be like all gas, no brakes with everything. Like, when we have tunnel vision, you don't really sit back and really peep things out and be like, oh, like, you know, you just accomplished this. Like, how do you feel? Like, I feel like I don't do that enough, you know, for myself. I'm trying to, you know, learn to do that. But I guess it just comes with just wanting to work hard, like, never, like, settle for anything.
I agree. I feel like, you know, do you suffer from imposter syndrome then? Because I feel like that's kind of that kind of plays a part of it too, right?
Yeah. Like, you say it again, imposter?
Imposter syndrome.
What's like a better definition?
I think like anybody who knows, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could give it the wrong definition, but it's kind of like you're just never like, it's like you're never happy. Like you'll accomplish something, and then you'll be like, I don't deserve this. Like I feel like I'm being like.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have a lot of those thoughts.
The right definition.
Yeah, if that's what you were talking about.
I'm like 90% sure. Yeah. The persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own effort or skills.
Man, no, that's probably one of the most realest things that somebody like kind of like in a way broke down. Like, I don't know, like, cause bro, I was just like any other kid, bro. Like, you know, obviously, you know, within time periods, like, you know, I had a struggle period, but it's not like, you know, I had no crazy like, you know, down. It's just like any average, like, you know, kid growing up, black kid, especially in the culture growing up. So it's like I'll be sitting in like school or walking home from the bus stop, and I'm just like, I would only dream of having like, you know, being in these certain positions or, you know, buying these certain things or just like helping other people, you know, family, friends and stuff like that. But I never thought it could be me. And it's just like when you put that tunnel vision, you just, you know, keep God by your side and just believe in yourself. And it just feels like it happens within the snap of a finger. Sometimes it's like, it honestly feels like a dream. I don't even feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's real at times. So sometimes I don't know how to accept it, even though I know it's there. Then it also leads me to like, okay, like maybe I need to like start appreciating certain things a lot better. Or maybe I need to start stopping smelling the flowers a little bit more. But then if I feel like I do that, then I feel like I'll be settling and get comfortable. That's my also fear too. I don't ever want to feel comfortable, you know, with anything, you know, you do in life, so.
Yeah, I feel that. I think like, you know, even thinking about your early story, like obviously you were born in DC, right? You lived in DC for a couple of years, then you moved to Florida.
No, I was in DC for like 6 months.
Oh, 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months, okay, 6 months. I had thought 6 years, 6 months. But then you moved to Florida, right? So you live in Florida, and then you made that move to LA, right? That move to LA, right, when you made that move, I think like one of my biggest things when I heard you speak about that was like, were your parents on board with everything that you were doing? Like when making that move, going to the other side of the country, was that like something that was well received by your family to like kind of take that leap that you're kind of like talking about and like follow those dreams and try to make it work?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, from the start, when I first started everything, there was, you know, obviously like the whole social media to them is just like brand new. So they're like, you know, when they start seeing me, you know, get, you know, certain, you know, checks in, they're thinking that like, there's no way, this gotta be, you're scamming, you're doing something illegal. So you gotta first get through that step, you know what I'm saying? Once it's that, okay, like, you know, you see it consistent, then, you know, you educate them a little bit more, then they start being accepting. And then the next move is just like, okay, like, you really wanna take that leap. At first, they was just like, you know, they never been to LA. Like none of them on my family like ever been to that. Like they just look at Hollywood like on the movies and they just see like
just a dream.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so they're not too like they wasn't too fond of it at first, but then eventually like you know what are they gonna you know say necessarily? I want to take the jump from my career. I believe in myself, so it's just me. You know, really was up to me. You know, to really make that leap after a certain point.
Was it like a big culture shock for you? Because I feel like sometimes we're like, you know, like we're both from the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Obviously different parts of the East Coast. I'm from New York, you're from Florida. But like, I feel like whenever, even like me going to LA for like the last month and being with Kai, like it was just like, it's a very big difference from like, the culture, the energy, the whatever. You know, a lot of people like, they're not big LA fans because they say that like the LA energy is negative. Like I feel that way sometimes in certain places that I'm in LA. Not all, I do love like all my friends in LA. I love LA for that respect. But like certain places you do feel like a weird energy. Like did that have any part to play with you when you moved there? Like what was like that? How did you get adjusted? I guess is more like the question. From moving from like Florida, sunny, obviously similar temperatures, but like different energies now.
Oh man, it was honestly a complete change. I mean, without a doubt, you always want to stay true to yourself, no matter where you move to or whatever, and do in your life. But now it's a different shocker from like you know the way people dress, the lingo, you know, even like certain like you know words compared to like if you would say it in Florida, they would be disrespectful. In LA, rather in Florida, they wouldn't really like care too much or think about it too much. So it's like you know it's a whole different like you know literally ball game. Honestly, it took me I feel like a few years to adjust. I didn't adjust right away.
Yeah.
And before I like moved to LA, I also like visited multiple times so I can kind of like, okay, like this is how they move out here. This is how they don't move in Florida, whatever. Like, and so you just eventually, I feel like you learn. And then it's like with me, I've always been like an introvert, but I can be extrovert at certain times. So I mean, I was never gonna just move out to LA and just be like, oh, like in the llama, this and that. You know, just stay to myself. You know, fuck with my homies, and you know, that's how it just really was. It was a natural like shift. It's definitely a difference though. Like Florida to LA, like it's no doubt it's different cultures, different food. That was another thing too. At first, like LA, like I couldn't find no good food, and it's just like you gotta just honestly just know people that knows good spots. That's what I had to learn. Like, yeah.
What was some of the good food you finally found out there?
Soul food.
But they do have good soul food.
Soul food, Hispanic food. Shit like Asian, Chinese food I've had, Mediterranean. So yeah, it takes a minute to find the spots. You gotta find a spot. You just can't go to anywhere else on there. So
who were like some of like the people that helped you get you know, you mentioned your friends, but like, you know, I think when you see creators move out to LA, they start linking everybody, you know, like especially now, like they'll get the houses, they'll get the content houses, they'll get this and that. Obviously when you moved to LA, it was a very different time. Like it was kind of, you know, they're still doing some of the content creation houses, but it was on like a different level, it was more vlogging instead of live streaming. When you got out to LA, who were some of like, I guess like the instrumental people that helped you become accustomed to like this new lifestyle that you were living?
Yeah, it's off the bat, it's easily DDG and McQueen.
Shout out DDG, man.
Yeah, you know, both my dogs. So like, you know, especially with like DDG, like I was tapped into him since like 2015. Like I remember like we exchanged DMs and stuff. He's always been the same since I've like had convos with them, and I've seen like you know his vlogs back. He was dropping like 3 to 5 vlogs and stuff on a daily, and that would like really help me study low key the LA culture. I low key studied it just like watching them, DDG and McQueen and stuff, and it kind of like helped me adapt, helped me to look forward to, and the lifestyle of it honestly. Also, Mystic got jokes. I can't leave him out either.
Mystic, yeah.
So that helped me get like a little used to the lifestyle and what to expect from everything, the culture, woman, everything, clothes, cars, whatever.
It's kind of crazy, like DD. You mentioned DDG, and it's kind of like I've seen like a lot of stuff online lately about like just giving him his flowers, because like he's really like it's really cool watching like his evolution, because like to your point, we're talking about like almost 10 years ago again, still when you moved out there, and to see that how he's similar to you, like how he's like always been able to like evolve, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like find a new lane, whether it's like, he just dropped a new song with Plague Boy Max, or like even the Capaholics house that they have now, and he's found like this new lane in streaming, which I think he's for the most part done for a while, but like now it's like really taken off. Like I feel like it's important to give him his flowers, because it's just like it's crazy. It's not easy to do this.
It's a no-brainer, man. Y'all gotta give my dog DDG his flowers. I mean, bro, numbers don't lie. Like at this point, y'all look silly. Stop hating on my dog, man. DDG up.
And we gotta. Oh yeah, here I got some waters real quick.
Nice.
Thank you, Toby. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I was about to say like some DDG and flight music soon, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, cooking for sure.